As with most companies that start with the spark of an idea, the final product rarely looks like what was imagined. Oftentimes it's so much bigger and better. Dr. Amber Hill set out to write an empowering children's book, and it soon became a full-on platform dedicated to supporting students from all walks of life so that they were seen and heard. And I am so happy to welcome in Dr. Hill, founder of Epiphany Hill Enterprises. So good to meet you.
Welcome. Hello, hello.
All right, I want to talk about first all of your titles. Okay, let's talk about an educator, a mother, a best-selling author, a nationally recognized speaker. Talk about your professional journey. Where did this spark come for Dr. Hill?
Well, I thought my calling was just in the classroom.
Yeah.
And around 2019, God kept pushing me out of my comfort zone to begin to write children's literature that was fun and engaging for our young people. And I kept saying, no, no, no. I just love being in my little cubby hole as a classroom teacher. However, in 2020, around COVID, I just started birthing books and joining the author journey. And what I did not know that I would transition to the district level where I would start working with adults, which it was like, whoa. And I absolutely love just speaking life into any individual that comes into my space to make sure that they're their best selves. So Epiphany Hill was birthed through that.
And you say, I know this is important to you, to lead with emotional intelligence. That is something you point out. What does that mean? Why is that important to be seen right throughout your work, throughout your life, and what you bring to the table?
Wow. I believe that when a person is their whole best self, then their aura will start to permeate throughout every space that they enter. So when I come across you, you will see Amber being her best self to make you motivated to be your best self. So when people start to think about when they interact with people, what self-awareness, how am I showing up when I interact with people? Because everybody is going through something, and you never want to be that person that I always say, dim a light. I like to be the person that light the fire so you can be your best self for whatever space that you may enter.
And such a good point. And we point that out, and it's like important to remember that on the daily, right? The person next to you, you don't know what they're going through that day. You being your best self is going to make everybody around you a little brighter, a little lighter. I love that. All right, these books, tell me about some of them. What was just, you know, the idea for this? This one, Jacobi, What Can I Be?
So that was the first book that I published. And I said, if I'm going to join this author journey, why not have my kids as my main characters?
Perfect, yes.
Jacobi, What Can I Be? All my books are all about inspiring, empowering our young people. Because as we know today, they need something that they can look forward to, but also build up their academic capacity at the same time.
Right.
You want literature that's going to be fun and engaging, that you want to pick up this book and want to continue to read over and over, because the iPad, the electronics, I love to see young people holding a book while also speaking life into them at the same time.
So what is it about, you know, each book? Does it have a lesson, a moral? Is it just to make you think when you're done reading it? What do you...
So Jacobi is positive affirmations while building up your literary capacity. We all know that fourth grade, that third grade guarantee is stressful on our young people. Well, why not give them vocabulary words that they're not accustomed to saying or hearing on a daily basis? So this book will build your vocabulary capacity up. Jabez is all about animals, sight words, colors, all the beautiful things that Jabez is take you on a journey to see. Science, math. So I'm all about the academics. Jabari is all about a beautiful conversation. We rarely have conversations between a father and a son. So my husband is in this story, and the kids absolutely love when I read this story because he's always there with me. But having a conversation, what do you love about yourself? Because we're in that time where people want to be somebody else, but God made each and every one of us different.
And special.
And you need to embrace all the beautiful characteristics that you have. So Jabari is telling his dad, these are all the beautiful things that I love about myself, which is so empowering, having that conversation, which is rare. You always hear mom and, you know, the mom having that conversation. Where dad is having that conversation.
And that kind of stuff,
And the last book is my oldest, Jaden, How Do You Feel? That goes with the social, emotional. It talks about all the beautiful feelings, because as I transition and go into different buildings, kids like, ooh, these are bad feelings. No, all feelings are good. Is what we do with those feelings. So Jaden and his dad is having a conversation about all these beautiful emotions. What does it feel like, that self-awareness piece, when you're angry, when you're happy, when you're excited, what is going on in your body at the same time, so you are aware how you're showing up in different spaces. So everything I'm doing is all about my family, incorporating the family, also having a message at the same time.
Because what you're facing with your family is what everyone's facing. You're finding this common ground that everybody needs to address with their kids, and I think that's incredible. I have 2 young kids, and all of these things, right, are things we talk about and things we need to learn as we grow. And so, and you work now with the districts, right? So you have expanded. If somebody is out there and they say, hey, yeah, I want this in my classroom. I want this to be a conversation I have with my students, my kids. How do they go about doing that?
You can find us on epiphanyhillenterprises.com. You can select the consultation out, and I like to see what is your needs, because everybody has some type of needs, and I need to make sure that my need fits you, and how I make sure that whatever I'm giving to you is a wonderful, successful product, because we want buildings and organizations to thrive and not just survive. And a lot of times we're just surviving because we're not reevaluating what is our ultimate need that we need to be able to thrive.
And I will say, you brought a couple of your kids and your husband here with you today. Are they so proud and happy to see themselves in these books? They probably love that, right?
They are. They travel with me all over. It's rare that you see me by myself. All over the country. They are right there with me. And my oldest is 24, my second is 22, so they're adults now. So
and still following mama.
To see themselves in stores is very exciting.
I love everything about that. All right, Dr. Hill, I want to let people know again, Epiphany Hill Enterprises, it is leads.epiphanyhillenterprises.com. You can go there or give her a call and set up a consultation. I appreciate you being here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.